Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and the Lakers have extended J.J. Redick. Now, the details of this extension have yet to be announced yet, but regardless of that, it's well-deserved by J.J. Redick, in my opinion. You know, I was very impressed with him in his rookie coach season. To go 50 and 32 as, you know, your first season as an NBA coach, and I think it's one thing for a guy as an NBA is like if you're in your first year as a head coach, but you had like past experiences in the NBA or college potentially coaching basketball or high school for that matter of coaching basketball. That's something J.J. Redick didn't have. J.J. Redick coached his son's teams, and J.J. Redick had a podcast. J.J. Redick showed his basketball knowledge, and I hear people say all the time, LeBron James is the reason for this hire. Maybe LeBron James liked J.J. Redick. That sure is, damn well might have been possible, a reason why J.J. Redick got the job. But J.J. Redick's basketball knowledge and what he showed of the hours of podcasting, it's crazy to say that a guy got a job because he had a podcast. It seems, that's the world we live in today. But he did. You can't lie about it. He did show a lot of great basketball knowledge. I think because of him, and I think this is true, because of him and something he said on a podcast with LeBron, we are seeing this more often. He says all the time, I don't know why, he said it on a podcast with LeBron, I don't know why we don't see teams foul down 3, when down 3 at the end of the game, and the other teams in the bonus, why don't you foul? And it's not like that never happened before, but I don't feel like that happened enough before. And that's what J.J. Redick was saying. After J.J. Redick said it, and it kind of went viral, I thought the rate of teams down or up 3 fouling late in the game to send the team to the line was happening a lot more last year. And so his basketball knowledge is elite, and he sees the game really well. And I thought he did a great job of coaching last season. And I think, he does a good job of. I know it's like LeBron's a huge figure in the NBA and in the entire sports world. But I feel like J.J. Redick is a coach that's like, I'm not gonna say he doesn't care what LeBron thinks, but I believe that J.J. Redick is a guy that really. If he has a problem with something LeBron did, I feel like he's going to tell him. Like that's, I feel like LeBron's had coaches in the past where maybe not scared of him, but maybe not as aggressive to call LeBron out or something. Maybe not call him out, but the words it's kind of hard to get out. But I felt like Darvin Ham in LA was a guy that. Maybe not as strict. And it's not like LeBron is making a ton of mistakes where a coach needs to be strict, but everybody makes mistakes because nobody is perfect. You see, like, LeBron, I don't even think is a top 5 player in the league, and I look at the top 5 players in the league that are better than him, or maybe even more players in the league that are better than him, and even those guys make mistakes. Every player out there makes mistakes. Even maybe the best player in the world. Every player has bad games. And sometimes I feel like LeBron's had some coaches out there in his career that have maybe not been as hard on LeBron. And I think there are 2 coaches I look at that I've kind of seen that have coached LeBron that, have not been afraid to speak their mind, to a player at the star level. Not just LeBron, Luka as well. And that's Eric Spoelstra and Tyronn Lue. Both those guys are 2 guys I think that probably weren't afraid to say something to LeBron if he made a mistake. And I think JJ Redick's at that level. And I think he's a really solid head coach. I think they improved in a lot of things last year. And for one thing, I think this was big for the Lakers last year. They got off to a hot start last year. They were playing decent basketball to start off the year, and that's something they had not done with Darvin Ham. It was getting off to slow starts and then, getting into the world of, okay, let's catch up. Let's get to the play-in. Last year was complete opposite. Last year was kind of different with them. Last year they got off to a hot start. Then middle of the season started to fall down a little bit. Trade for Luka. Season started to get better, a lot better for them. And then we saw them in the playoffs kind of, go down a little bit. But I'm excited to see what he can do next year or this season with the Lakers. I think that we saw not the best coaching from him in the playoffs, but again, it's like it's gonna be hard in your first playoff series as a head coach when you're in your first year as a not just NBA head coach, but a coach in general of coaching anything, in the NBA level or college level, not just as a head coach, but as an assistant as well. It's not like he was an assistant, but he never done that. He took one of the craziest jumps you've ever seen of getting to the coaching level. Steve Kerr did it as well. Steve Kerr was a broadcaster and got a head coaching job. So, so I'm really excited to see what Redick can do. We will see what these contract details are. They've not been, the length or the amount have not been, identified yet, but it should be more than $8 million a year. Because Redick did, when he did get hired by the Lakers, he signed a 4-year, $32 million deal. So I feel like with the season Redick had coaching the Lakers, it definitely seemed fair not to give him a huge amount of money with no experience. But I believe he is worth double digits now after the rookie season he had as a head coach. Maybe to get an upgrade of the 12 to 15 million a year range potentially, or at least 10 to 15 range or 10 to 12 range, which is an upgrade to the 4-year 32 he signed when he joined the Lakers as their head coach. You guys let me know your thoughts on the extension in the comment section, and peace out.